All right, so we've talked about what it means to grow up spiritually, and we've covered how to stay devoted. But now we're facing what feels like the final boss, right? How do you take that incredible peace you feel in meditation and actually carry it with you into the chaos of daily life? How do we bridge that gap? Well, that's exactly what we're going to dive into today. You know this feeling. We all do. I call it the Sunday-Monday gap. Think about it. On Sunday, maybe you're in a quiet moment of reflection. You feel centered, calm, maybe even a little bit holy. Then, Monday morning hits. The alarm clock screams. Traffic is a nightmare. The emails are piling up. And poof, that peaceful person is gone, replaced by someone who's stressed out, rushed, and, let's be honest, probably a little bit grumpy. So you have to ask, why? Why is our inner peace so fragile? Why does it feel like our entire sense of calm just evaporates the second our environment changes? Is this really how it's supposed to work? Well, the root of this whole problem, I think, is a huge misunderstanding. We've been taught to think of this sacred, of God, as a place we go to. You know, a church, a temple, a yoga studio on a Sunday morning. It's like we visit this special place and then we leave it behind to go back to our real lives. We've literally built a wall between the two. But what if that entire idea is just wrong? The great masters from every tradition you can think of taught a profound secret that completely flips this whole concept on its head. And here's the secret. It's so simple. You are the temple. That sacred space isn't out there somewhere in a building. It's inside you, right now. The sanctuary, the altar, it goes with you everywhere, to the kitchen, into your car, into that stressful office meeting. You can't leave it behind because you can't leave yourself behind. It's who you are. Okay, so that sounds great, right? But how do we actually live like that? How do we stop being a weekend visitor to our own peace and start becoming a full-time resident of this inner temple? Let's get into the nitty-gritty of how to make every place a sanctuary and every single moment secret. The key, the main entrance to this inner temple, is what we can call the sacrament of the now. It's this beautiful idea that you can find the divine, not just on a mountaintop in the Himalayas, but in a sink full of dirty dishes. You know, the 17th century monk Brother Lawrence famously said, "I turn my little omelet in the pan for the love of God." He wasn't just cooking, he was praying with a spatula. When you're washing the dishes, just feel the warm water on your hands. That action right there is the meditation. You're turning the mundane into something truly meditative. There's this incredible metaphor that helps make this crystal clear. Picture a deep sea diver. Down in the crushing depths of the ocean, it's dark, it's cold, the pressure is immense. But the diver is perfectly fine. How? Because he brings his own atmosphere with him in his suit. He is in the ocean, but he is not of the ocean. And this is exactly how we can learn to operate. The outer world can be just like that deep ocean, full of pressure, chaos, drama, you name it. But we can learn to wear our own kind of spacesuit of vibration. We can carry our own inner atmosphere of peace, of calm, of grace. So when the world's craziness starts coming at you, it just hits the suit. It doesn't hit your heart. You're breathing the air of grace, even while you're walking through the smog of the world. Okay, so that's the mindset, the big idea. But how do we actually build this inner atmosphere? How do we make that suit strong? I want to give you 3 really practical, powerful tools for your integration toolkit that you can start using literally today. First up, let's redefine your work using karma yoga. So many of us are completely burning out because we're working for something outside of ourselves, for praise, for promotion, for money, and this just creates a cycle of constant anxiety. But karma yoga teaches something revolutionary. Change why you work, not what you do. Start to see your work, whatever it is, as an offering to the divine. You still give it your all, you still strive for excellence, but you completely detach from the results. So whether you're writing code or mopping a floor, you do it with total dedication, like it's a gift. And then you let go of what happens next. This is the secret to true freedom from stress. The second tool is the sacred pause. Think of these as tiny little micro-meditations that stitch your day together with awareness, so it doesn't fall apart. So when you're at a red light, instead of instantly grabbing your phone, just take 3 slow, conscious breaths. Before you open a door to walk into the next room, just pause for a second at the doorknob and consciously decide to bring peace with you. These little moments, these sacred pauses, they're the glue that holds your peaceful state together. And third, and this is so important, we have to honor the physical. You can't be a spiritual giant while treating your body like a forgotten shack. Your body is the temple. So start seeing food not just as something to satisfy a craving, but as sacred fuel. See exercise not as a chore you have to do, but as essential maintenance for this incredible divine instrument you've been given. Yogananda even taught that the spine is the altar of God. When your body is healthy and vital, a higher state of consciousness becomes natural, not something you have to constantly struggle for. So we've got our toolkit, but, life happens. What do you do when life throws its biggest challenges at you? How do we handle those really difficult people or that overwhelming anxiety that can pop up? Well, this next part is all about turning those tests into absolute triumphs. We all have them in our lives, don't we? Sandpaper people. You know exactly who I'm talking about. Those individuals who just get under your skin. They rub you the wrong way, they push all your buttons, they test your patience like nobody else can. And our first instinct, of course, is to run the other way. But here's the huge perspective shift. What does sandpaper actually do? It smooths rough wood. These people, they aren't your enemies. They're actually your greatest spiritual teachers. They're sent by the divine architect to sand down the rough edges of your ego, to polish your impatience into patience, to smooth your pride into humility. So the real practice is to thank them. They are a gift here to make you better. And what about anxiety? That awful, knot-in-your-stomach feeling. Here's the secret. Anxiety is actually just incredibly powerful energy. It's faith, but it's faith in a negative outcome. The trick is to become a kind of spiritual alchemist. The second you feel that anxiety rising, you consciously flip a switch. You take that exact same intensity, that powerful energy, and you aim it toward faith instead. You offer up the fear and just say, here, take this energy, transform it. So what happens when you start doing all this? When you start using your toolkit and reframing your challenges? When you become basically a 24/7 yogi? Let's talk about the profound, real-world results of living a truly integrated life. You'll know it's working when, funnily enough, your life just starts to feel simpler. You stop needing so much drama to feel alive. Kindness isn't something you have to try to do, it just becomes your default setting. You'll find you're genuinely happy with less. A cup of tea, a beautiful sunset, it's enough. And maybe the most important sign, people will feel it. They'll feel calmer just by being around you, because you've become a portable sanctuary. And this is the ultimate goal. This is what it's all about, to finally tear down that imaginary wall we've built between our so-called spiritual life and our real life. There's no separation. There is only one life. And every single piece of it, from the highest meditation to the most frustrating traffic jam, is all divine. So I'll leave you with this final thought. Don't check your peace at the door anymore. Take it with you. Live from that inner temple. Because if you really commit to this, if you truly integrate this practice into your life, every day will start to feel like Sunday. And you'll begin to see that every single moment truly is a miracle.